Okay, so our Palo Alto CLI has started. So let's log in admin. So it might not log in at once while the Palo Alto is starting because it takes some 10 to 15 minutes to accept this default password, that's admin. Okay, so let's change the password. That's one of the prerequisite. As soon as you log in for the first time, you have to change the default password. So the new password would be something. Okay, just confirm. Okay, password change. Okay, so now I'm in the, I don't know what mode this is, global mode, I think. So let's go to config mode. Now we are looking for one of the commands. So why we are doing this first command? Okay, so first of all, what we are doing here, we are giving management interface one IP address so that we can access it with one of the systems remotely. So we are doing it remotely because we don't have the physical entity of Palo Alto device with us. If we had physical entity of the Palo Alto device, we could have just connected to the console cable and put it in our laptop, and then we would have access to the whole device. Now since it's a VM, and by default, first thing, VM is using DSCP to assign the IP addresses, and the second thing is there is no default IP address allocation beforehand, so we have to do it. First step, what we will do is we will add one command stating that change that configuration from DSCP to static. So the command is set device conf. Okay, system type static. So what we are doing here is we are just telling Palo Alto that don't use DSCP, use static IP address assignment. Now we will give it what we will give. We will give it an IP address. Okay, so let's look for the command. hmm Okay, so this is the command. Set device config system IP address. We'll give an 92.168.5.5 net mask. 2.5 net mask is /24. So now it's done. Okay, so we'll go back to our topology. We'll go back to the system. That is why we are not logging here, because this system is not connected with the management interface. So until unless first I have to connect with the management interface, then only I can connect with the other interfaces. Okay, so since this is the only PC which is connected with the management interface, so I'll log into this. Okay, I'll give some password. Okay, I'm in. So now here I have given the IP address to the management port. Here I'll go. Okay, I don't want to restart. What was the IP address? I'll give HTTPS 5.5. So now here this will not run. Why it will not run is because if I go to my adapter settings, I'll see that there's nothing. If I go for IP config, there's nothing. This is nothing but a PIPA IP address. This is a PIPA. So I'll go ahead. I'll say okay, use this to 168. Remember, this has to be in the same subnet what we have configured for our Palo Alto. Okay, am I even recording or not? Okay, I'm recording. 168 5.1. So we don't need gateway because we are not going out for internet. It's just our local setup. Okay, so I have given the IP address for the system. I can see here. Okay, so I have the IP address. Okay, then I'll go try again. Still, I will not be able to access it. Okay, let me ping that IP 192.168.5. So it's not reachable. Okay, so I'll put a continuous ping to show you instant change. So why it's not happening is because we haven't committed. So for any change to take place, to reflect, we have to do a commit. So I'll do a commit. It will again take some time. So while this commit is in progress, I'll show you this. So still this ping is not reachable. Let's see. Hmm. So now we start getting response. Okay. So if you go back to Palo Alto, the commit is not fully done, but yes, that IP address is working. So now we'll go to advanced, go to proceed. Okay, so we have the admin page. I'll give my new password. Super. So let's just go full screen. Blah blah blah. Okay, remind me later. So this is the dashboard. That's how it looks. Uh, Reduce it a bit. Okay, let's go to device. What I'm showing you here is if I go to network, and here I should see all the interfaces because I'm here in interfaces, but here I will not see the management. So for that, since it's a device specific, I have to go into device tab, and this is here. I can see that interface, and this is my management interface. So like there we were doing this thing, continuous ping. Okay, so now since we are in here in the GUI, so for the first time we can't access the GUI if it's a VM and we don't have a DHCP server. Palo Alto will act as a DHCP client, but it needs a DHCP server to get the IP address. So since it's a VM, it has a DHCP configured, but no DHCP. So first of all, we have to log in into CLI. Okay, then only we can change it to first from DHCP to static. Then once we are in static, we can change it to whatever IP address we are giving. Then from the same subnet, we will give our PC, laptop, whatever it is, which is connected to the management interface of the Palo Alto. We will give it the IP address from the same subnet. So that's one way to change the IP address of the management port from the CLI. Now we are doing it from the GUI. So I'll give it 10. Here anyway I will have to give or else it will not accept. So I'll give 5.7 random. I'll give OK. So here again, let's go out of this. Again from this system, I will give a continuous ping to .10. So now this 10 won't be reachable because there is nothing like 10. So last time why we were not getting response, because we didn't commit it. Here again we will have to commit it. Okay, we'll put the commit, and within few minutes, few seconds, we'll start getting the response. And we will have to log in again, because this is not valid anymore. Once we hit the commit, 5.5 is not valid anymore. We have changed the management port IP to 5.10. And let's say we decide that we'll change the IP address to 192.168.2 dot something. So that's whole another network. So we have to do one more step. Okay, I'll tell you that one more step. We started getting the response. So now 192.168. So here this will tell us, okay, tata bye bye, I'm done. चल जा भाई, क्यों नाक कटा रहा है? एचटीटीपीएस लगाना है क्या? प्राइवेसी है. Okay, so we are here with the new IP address. So what I was saying is, let's say we decide to change it to 168.2 dot something. So since we are going into another subnet altogether, then again we have to come here and give a new IP address to our system that is connected to the management interface of the Palo Alto, and that will be in 2 dot something something range, or else we will not be able to do it. So I think that's all for now. Let's stop it.